This is really the Fighter and the Kid.
Come on, baby. We're with Darren Owen.
Very special guest.
Yeah, very special
You
guest.
might know who he is, Bryan. He is the face and the owner of the GFL.
Which I'm actually very excited about.
You're excited, but also, to be fair, like when I told you I was signed on board with Darren GFL, you gave me some pushback. Rogan gave me some pushback.
I didn't give you pushback.
But once I explained it to you,
well, what I saw,
you kind of shut your little traps.
Yeah, first of all, there are two things going for it. One is the nostalgia of fighters who were in their prime and no longer in their prime. But you can run back shit like Luke Rockhold and Chris Weidman and things like that. That when you run those things back, people are going to watch. They're going to be like, wait a minute, now you got these guys pushing 40 or maybe older. And there is something about that where you want to see how people have held up. The other thing is that you've got these new up-and-comers too, though. And so it creates, and I like the idea of
Kevin
teams.
Lee, you got some young cats on there.
And you got teams.
Correct.
Right? And so that to me is interesting. But how did you conceive of this thing?
Simply, it's the NFL, the NBA, the NHL for the sport of mixed martial arts. It's literally copy-paste.
Yep.
Same business model, 50-50 rev share. Let's just start taking care of the athletes like how every other major professional sport takes care of their athletes. So it's not a, mystical idea.
Right.
It's just logic. We have the third most popular sport in the world, a sport that's truly global, and a sport still in its infancy stage. So this is just what I believe is the logical evolution to actually change the business model and do it the right way, where we have all these brilliant examples of these leagues that have been decade and decade and decade, and they all work great.
So
the owners
why do
make
you
money
think-
and the players make money?
Well, the pushback on there, my bad, B, but the pushback on there, Darren, and you and I have talked about this, but I want people to realize this. Like, the pushback would be, like, the fighting is different than opposed to the NFL, football, basketball, baseball. And there's been other organizations that have popped up, Affliction, PFL, which is tanking, Bellator.
PFL's tanking?
That's another conversation.
Yeah, no, I'm just that was my question to piggyback what you're saying. I was saying, why have so many of these leagues failed?
So, and so no one's really the IFL for that, even though GFL is different. But there's been all these other kind of different examples of fight organizations, but they don't make it. So like right when you explained it to me, like that's kind of the first question everybody asks. Like, well, how are they going to make it when the only proof we have of anything working is the UFC model?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that, what the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. These 700 promotions that have ever existed, and one has been truly successful, they've all followed the same business model. This is just a new, unique, different business model for the sport of MMA. However, it's historically proven. Whether it's Formula One, professional bull riding, sailing, golf leagues now with Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy's new golf league that they're selling teams for hundreds of millions of dollars. They were worth $500 million before they even put on their first event.
Wow.
So this is like, and as far as like, hey, you're a billionaire, what do you want to do with your life? Do you want to own a football team? Well, good luck. You can't really buy in. And if you could buy in, you're probably spending 10 plus billion to do it. So now all of a sudden you can have a team of MMA fighters, exact same business model, where
you can buy new
my team
talent
versus your team. This team, Elon Musk, let's go. Mark Zuckerberg, let's go.
Celebrity judges, celebrity coaches.
We're not celebrity judges.
I mean coaches.
Yeah,
coaches.
Legit coaches. We have the best coaches in the world right now.
Have celebrity judges.
I mean, I'm sorry. I didn't mean celebrity coaches. I just mean coaches that are really well known. That's what I meant.
Do you know the coaches who are involved?
Yeah. You got Ray Longo, you got Thiago Alves. It looks like you got some great people. The Cain
Javier
Velasquez. Javier Mendez.
Javier Cordero.
Damn.
Yes.
Damn.
I mean, you got big boys involved. Lyoto Machida.
Yeah, man.
Andre.
Yep.
But I think too, Conan, legend.
Jesus. I mean, that's some
Wanderlei,
serious.
Rafael Cordero. But I think too, what makes you guys different?
Renzo Gracie.
Yeah,
That's
Renzo.
That's the TBA.
Oh, that's awesome.
How great!
Renzo's
We love
the man.
Renzo. Yeah,
Everyone loves Renzo.
But I think what makes you guys different too is most of these other leagues come out and what they don't realize, they think they're in competition with the UFC. It's like that mountain's been climbed. No. There's no competition. Nope. Nobody's going to compete with the UFC. So you have to in order to get some sort of chunk of that big pie, you're going to have to do it different.
We're not here to compete with the UFC.
Yeah.
We're here to just do something different, leverage the team base, right? Like we're in LA, right? I hope you guys are, you're moving to Austin, but maybe we'll have an Austin team.
Yeah.
But as far as LA, Bryan,
I fight, I train, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Have Gordon Ryan as a
So
coach.
you should be an LA team,
you go.
a fan of the LA team, right? Like,
Yeah.
so every fight you go to, if it's LA versus New York, 10 fighters from LA, 10 fighters from New York. So you have that built in. Hey, I'm trying to cheer for my team. I want the purple and gold team to win. I hope they beat the black and blue team.
So to ask a dumb question, what you would have is you'd have the New York team, and then you'd have a Brazilian team, or you'd
Sao
have
Paulo.
American
Yeah.
team, Brazilian team, and you would have them. Obviously, you just pair them off, so you'd have an
Head to head.
American fight, just like with Tough or something like that.
Yeah. So every
Right.
fight,
Love it.
there's one fighter from each of the
Love it.
teams. So you've got that, investment of cheering for my team. It's the number one driver in sports fandom, proven, is cheering for your favorite team. So
Mm-hmm.
we're in the third most popular sport in the world, truly global sport. And there's never been, other than kind of IFL that tried to do this, but like 20 years ago,
Hardcore
we're in a
remember.
wildly different place in the world right now.
Yeah.
And, why wouldn't the same model work that works for everything, whether it's
crazy.
cricket,
Yeah.
race car driving,
Yeah.
it's all a different different sports.
And
Just
how do
pick
you
it up
deal
from
with
nuances.
the blowback, right? Like, because whenever any league comes out, a lot of guys use those legends, the older UFC legends. You're gonna get some pushback. Oh, it's a grandfather league, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But my whole explanation there, and I was talking with Brian Rogan about this off air, it's like that model of, because casuals, they really don't know. They just know the names, and that puts the butts in the seat. It's no different than if it's a comedy club. The comedy club books the biggest name to attract the people, and then they fill in the rest of the lineup.
And you
so
find
you're
the
just
gems.
doing that, but then you're cultivating the younger talent, but you're just using those older heads to get the butts in the seats. And then once you get that initial viewership, then they're like, oh damn, Sage Northcutt, oh damn, Kevin Lee, or insert whoever, these younger cats. That's all you're doing.
I mean, yeah.
You're exactly right. Like the reality is, if we just come out and said like, hey, here are all these great fighters
Can't
here
do
you
it.
haven't really heard of, or
Can't do it.
if you're the casual, you don't know,
You
right?
really
But
can't
like,
do it.
the top 20 names we have, our top 20 fighters have 36 million followers.
Yeah.
So it's the collective, it's that critical mass of all of these names all coming together at once, and all kind of having the positive good vibes behind it, knowing that, hey, shit, if we do well, we're going to get paid.
Yeah.
Because they directly benefit for however many pay-per-views we sell, however many tickets we
Dude,
sell.
you got Uriah Faber. I'll pay money to watch Uriah fight. Chad Mendez, Uriah Hall. You got, look at Sage Northcutt. You got Andre Arlovsky, Frank Mir. When was the last time Frank Mir fought? That's going to be
It's been a
wild.
minute. But like,
Yeah, but
same
that's
thing,
exciting.
we're going to, how many UFC champ versus UFC champ matchups we have in our first two events?
Yeah.
It's like 4 or 5.
Wow.
And then, but the probably 80% of our entire roster is badass young up and coming fighters.
Yeah.
And then, you got the guys who've kind of been at the big show, and then whether it's injury or they needed time off or something like that, like, some of these guys you might not know, like they are some absolute killers on our
sure.
roster.
I'm
And then,
sure.
then you're hoping to attract the younger, so some of the free agents or the young kids who are coming up, you're hoping to attract them because of the pay incentive.
Well, that's the other thing too. Like, do you want to go one route where you're getting a limited pay, or do you want to try to get on the, like the fighters that are on the, if we can do, which I think we can, Danis versus Ferguson, Weidman versus Rockhold. If you're on one of those fights that we're going to have good revenues coming in from it, they share in it. So
Yeah.
worst case scenario, they get a 1% revenue share. They might think, oh, well, my guaranteed purse is 30 grand, but they might walk away with 100 grand with the rev share.
Yeah, with the rev
So
share.
they're just incentivized, and everyone's incentivized to sell.
And Dan, I'm sure you guys have gone through the number, but is it sustainable? Like, because obviously, the complaint with UFC is fighter pay and stuff like that. I don't know their books. I don't know how much they can afford to pay extra. I don't know. I'm not gonna pretend I do.
They kill it. Like
They kill it. I know that. That's why I'm saying. So we know that business model works.
Works very well for them.
Very well
and
for them.
I'm a TKO stockholder.
Yep.
And I'm a very happy TKO stockholder. So, kudos to them on
Agreed,
creating
for
a
figuring it out.
phenomenal business model that works
But dude, you
extremely
do
well for
have
them.
some
But the
bangers.
question would be: doing the rev share model, is that sustainable?
Yeah, is it sustainable in the NFL, the NBA, the NHL, right? That's
Yeah.
the model. It's
Yeah.
once you share 50% of your revenues with your athletes, and like we don't have a crazy board of executives that are getting our monthly burn is pretty low.
Yeah.
So it's just a different model. I know how to construct the put on events and do it at a profitable level. This is I'm probably the only person in PFL/WSOF history that ever put on a profitable event. And you know, you've got now where how many $500 million is what they've raised. And I know people who were the first investors in that entity, they haven't received $1 back from their investment.
Yeah.
So at what point in time do new investors say like, hey, you haven't paid back $1 to your original investors. Maybe this isn't a very good investment. And I think that's what we're starting to see. I'm getting calls from these private equity funds that are saying like, hey, we've met with PFL. We're not really liking what we're seeing based on the track record and the history. This new thing you guys are doing seems kind of interesting.
I bet.
So those conversations are happening. We just did something yesterday that was pretty significant.
Can you talk about it?
Hey, don't tease us.
I'll kind of give you some info that I can. We signed a term sheet yesterday for our first team sale in the tens of millions of dollars. We have another one lined up for even more in the same range. Like this is the game we're playing. It's billionaires buying teams that want to do something and they see the value. Like the Forbes just released that expected value of an NFL franchise in 10 years from now will be $27 billion.
Oh my God. Just off of advertising and stuff.
And but here's the other thing too. It's the media rights. But then also think the small sample pool, the pool size of actual human beings that can buy a team. If you can afford it, I've had 4 of these. If you can afford it, the chance of you even buying it because they're guaranteed to not lose money. They don't give it up. It's all family.
How has the investment been for anybody who's ever bought a professional sports league on the planet?
Crushing.
Do.
They never in NBA. They just don't lose money. So it stays in the family. Like no one's going to give it up.
Legacy purchases, and it's the coolest thing you can do. Like what do you think Jerry Jones loves his life?
Yeah, dude, crushing it. Hell of an actor too. If you saw him on Landman,
is he?
Oh, bro. Dude can act. But yeah, to your point, it's so you're not getting in the NFL. You're not getting them. No one's giving up those teams. So if I'm a rich dude billionaire with money, it's like, and most of them are into MMA. Most of them are. It's just who's not.
Yep.
Why not?
It's a different level of the game when you're there and you can do that. Like then you have groups like Stan Kroenke who they own like an NFL team, an NBA team, the MLS team. Like,
why is it that the UFC has been so successful versus all these other teams? What is it? Like, is it they just make stars? They're really good at making stars, or they've
built their brand.
They've built a brand. So when people think of MMA, they think UFC.
Yeah,
because I'll have moms come up to me and go, "Oh, my son fights UFC." I go, "Really? What card was he on?"
Yeah.
She's, "Oh, he was at the casino." I'm
That's
like, "That's not UFC.
That's not UFC.
That'd be MMA."
Yeah.
That's like saying my son plays NFL. He plays football in high school.
Right.
Because that they've done such
NFL for like 13 years.
Yeah.
No, you look like it. Yeah. I know that.
So but that's how you like their branding is so well. It's like, Kleenex or Coca-Cola.
Xerox,
That's right. Kleenex, exactly.
You think MMA, you think UFC, and brilliant job on them.
Yeah.
The best, yeah.
Yeah, it's really
It's
true.
just different thing.
Yeah.
It's just a different thing.
Yeah, man.
How hard is it with these conversations to get fighters on board? Because
easy.
Is it easy?
Well,
they're looking to fight.
Like, what are we doing? And people that want to like say, how can you not really cheer for us in some regard? Where, so like, what are you guys doing? Well, we're sharing half of our revenues directly with the fighters. So if we're successful, they're successful.
Exactly.
We're giving them a retirement fund. We're giving them an insurance fund. We're giving them world-class coaching if they want to take it. So talk all the crap you want.
It's hard
great
to
that
say
you
no
are,
to
but
that.
like it's hard to be like, oh well, why you guys are stupid. Well, why? Because we're trying to fix problems in the sport. What's another problem? Extreme weight cutting. Like that's crazy.
Do you know the
These
weight
guys
cutting
almost killed
in
themselves before the
GFL?
fight.
No.
Explain the weight cutting to Bryan.
So we've just
Brilliant.
added so we know Brendan's a heavyweight, right? We know the legacy of these fighters and what weight category they are, right? Weidman, Rockhold, they're middleweights.
Yeah.
They've always been middleweights.
Yeah.
They're both gonna theoretically cut like 30 pounds to make 185.
Right.
Well, they're both doing it. Why?
Right. Why not just fight it?
Just fight at a
195,
way more
205.
natural weight.
Well, you can fight at 200.
Yeah.
We've added weight
195.
to all of our weight categories just to make it so
It's
you
such
don't
a
have
good
to
point.
kill
It's
yourself.
such a good
There's
point.
a grace.
They're both killing
There's-
themselves
there's
to
a
get
And
down.
everyone's doing it.
Yeah.
And you get a better product if they're both at their
Your
ideal
longevity's
weight.
increased. You can fight more frequently. So that's
100%.
another problem we're tackling. It's, some of these guys are fighting once or twice a year, and depending what promotion they're in,
Can't
it's
make
like once a year. And they only get paid when they fight. So
Sure.
let's give them three to four fights a year.
Yeah. At
Give
their
them a
weight.
window, at their
Because you can
natural
do
weight,
that
too.
you can do that much activity if you're not cutting that drastic weight measures. You're also getting a better product because the fighter's going to fight better. Cardio's going to be better.
The weight
timing's
cuts are
gonna be better.
insane.
But the weight cuts, you can't fight 3-4
if
times a
you've
year if you're
seen-
cutting a lot of weight.
I've
Some
seen
of the stuff
They're
you-
some of the 55ers are walking around at 190, and I'm not
Remember
kidding.
Anthony Rumble Johnson fighting at welterweight?
Yes, that was the
He
most
was
extreme.
240, dude.
But like, have you ever met Michael Chiesa?
Yeah.
Michael is
Yeah.
6'2". He's
Yeah, he's a big
205.
Big dude.
And there's no fat on him. Like, he's built like a brick shit house. He was fighting at 55. Like, I don't know how in the fuck you get
We
down. to
know that you are significantly at a higher risk for concussion
Yeah.
when you're
not good
dehydrated
for
like
you.
that. It's not good for you. It's not good for your longevity. It's not good for your performance. It's not good for your mental health. Like, let's just fix all the problems we can fix. And some of it's going to take time. And
But I think what works, it's not like, it's not like these, like boxing where there's 3-pound weight classes. Like, no, he's middleweight. 185 to whatever they agree to, that's middleweight. And then people in their heads go, all right, I know middleweight. I know a general idea of middleweight. But if you're creating these new weight classes, that's where you lose people. When you start implementing all these new rules and restrictions, that's when people go, I don't know, man. I'm out.
I'm out.
You don't want to confuse the crowd.
I think at the end of the day, though, it's just like, what fights can we make? And at the end of the day, I think that's all that people care about.
Dylan
is,
Dennis, Tony Ferguson, take my money.
I mean, listen, you've got Yoel Romero fighting Hector Lombard.
No,
they're
they're on the same team.
Oh, damn.
They're my
I was like, oh, boy.
No, they're buddies.
You want to know who Yoel Romero's fighting?
Yes.
Let's take a little break,
Let's
B.
take a break.
Dude,
Can I ask you
you're
a
into
question?
keeping your car on the road.
I am, but the thing is, I want an experienced staff. I want people to tell me where I can go if I need auto parts.
You're talking
I want
about-
somebody who can test my battery for free, in or out of my car.
You want a
know?
company that's super friendly, helpful service, and parts knowledge you'll need for all your maintenance and repairs? Dude, check
Yes.
out my boys at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Will they give me a quick service or a brake light fix, or maybe get my wipers replaced? Can they do that?
They got it all, man. Whatever you need, they got you covered. They got thousands of parts and accessories in stock, either in store or online, so you never have to worry if you're in a jam. They got you covered, man.
All right.
So
well,
whether you're a car expert or a rookie, you'll find the employees at O'Reilly Auto Parts are knowledgeable, helpful, best of all, super friendly. The professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts are your one-stop shop for all things auto do-it-yourself, and you can find what you need in store or online. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today. Visit them at O'ReillyAuto.com/fighter. That's O'ReillyAuto.com/fighter.
let's do it.
Mauricio Shogun Hua.
Oh boy.
Let's have legends versus legends.
Oh, boy.
Let's not do the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson age difference.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's do like Mike Tyson versus Evander Holyfield in like 2012.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the type of thing we're going
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
Dude, who the hell is going to fight Yoel Romero? You know,
I mean,
did you see the
my
poor
God.
savage that fought
Yes,
him in bare
yes.
knuckle? That guy was some slap
I
fight
immediately
league.
felt bad for Rogan Shogun because he's great.
Holy shit.
Shut
What are you, Joe Biden?
up, dude.
Holy fuck.
up, dude. Shut up.
Today, Junior.
I got excited because I felt bad for Shogun. Like Yoel Romero still has all that explosive energy.
No,
He's
the best of this, what me and Rogue were talking about, is when he fought that dude from Slap Fight League in bare knuckle. And you can tell, Yoel starts off slow and then he explodes and he's there. And then he jumps in the air and you can tell the guy that's the minute he knew he fucked up.
Yeah.
Fuck around and find out.
I'm fighting Spider-Man.
He's probably 60 in Cuban years. When he jumped in the air like an alien, that you can just see the guy's face like, fuck.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, dude.
First of all,
and you have
specimen.
And you're fighting bare
Who
knuckle.
made that matchup? Who made that ridiculous matchup?
Someone who likes violence.
I mean, God, stop it right now. I mean, maybe if 3 guys like that were in there against him.
I'd watch that.
Yeah. But
we're in this world of like popularity, right? Like, why did Tyson versus Paul crush
Biggest
all
numbers
of the
ever.
numbers and all of the views?
Why is Jake Paul even in talks with fighting Canelo? It's all views.
Yeah.
It's just that's what it is. But I think too, even what you guys are doing, like you know, when we were doing the draft and we had Tony on live, like my whole thing was like, what's your why? Like, what's the why here, dude? Like, you've been through some wars. You're a legend. At one time, I would argue he's the best 155er walking the planet. Even when Khabib was in his prime, I would have picked him over Khabib. Obviously, that never came to fruition. But it's like, what's the why? Then when you hear him, you're like, all right, I'm in. I'm fucking in, dude. You know,
well, like the fans have spoken. Like, they want to see Tony fight.
Yes.
And you know, like, let's be polarizing. Like, love us or hate us, right? Like, if you're talking about this, fantastic. You know, if it was just crickets, we got a bit of a problem.
Have you had some names that surprise you, Call? Being like, hey, man, I'm interested once my deal's up.
Everybody came to the table. Like, it was, all of them were at first somewhat surprising. Like, you know, like Holly Holm, didn't expect her to be available.
Do you know this piece? She got out of her. She still had, I think, 2 fights or 1 fight on her contract.
2 fights left.
Asked to get released to sign with GFL.
And they released her.
Yeah, because again, and I think why it works for Darren is he's not saying we're better than the UFC. UFC, get ready, like all these other. No, like, hey man, we're just trying to do our thing, and Darren's like, yeah, cool. Holly, you're out. Go ahead, go over there.
Great.
Which is unheard of.
And like, it's great for them where it's like, hey, like, it shows that they can build these athletes into superstars.
So can you.
100%.
Yeah.
But for them, it's like we've done that. We've built this person. Now they can go somewhere else and earn. And you know, we all know where the best fighters on the world are currently fighting. That's not a secret to anybody. And we're not trying to say we're trying to have the best, or like, I don't go to, you know, what I think another promotion did was, let's go look at the rankings and just get the highest ranked fighters. The rankings I want to look at, it's how popular, how many fans do you have?
Right. How did you
that
get into
directly
this?
generates.
But hold on, real quick, before we go there with them. When you see a free agent like Aaron Pico, who's a big fish,
I tried to get him before
it got announced.
Before the draft. So like, you know, other promotions aren't. Some of them feel very threatened from what we're doing, and I think other ones should. And
others should for sure. UFC's
the amount that have come out of where they were over to this because they want to. Because number one, we'll treat them with respect, and you know, like this is my world of the fight world, MMA. Like I know this business. I know how to talk to these guys. I know how to treat them. I know what they want. I know what they need. So just putting in those solutions from the beginning it's resonating with everybody, and everyone's getting behind this. And they're like, we all want this to work. We all want this to be successful.
I don't know why you wouldn't. If you're a fight fan, it's like, why wouldn't you want it to work? But with Aaron Pico was the talks with him. Is he, because it's not a knock, but like as a diet, like you cut my veins, fucking Bob O'Reilly comes out, right? Like I fucking bleed UFC. So I've always, and I worked Aaron Pico's his biggest fight when he fought at Madison Square Garden. I was on the commentating team there, and I was like, he's our LeBron James. He's a blue chip recruit. This is his moment, and then inexperienced shoots in, gets guillotine choked in like a minute. You're like, okay, well that's not good. But then obviously he's back on the winning side now. He has experience. Kid's checks all the boxes. Yep. For him, I'm assuming for him, he's like, I like what you guys are doing, but I want to test myself in the UFC since he's still young.
For sure.
That's what I assume.
And some are like that. And it's how many fighters' dream for the longest time has always been, I want to be in the UFC.
Yeah.
99% of them.
Yeah.
So
it's the 18.
And you know, and I'm in touch with reality. I wouldn't hold it against anyone to try to go to the biggest promotion in the world and test yourself on that level.
Yeah, it's almost like you don't need to speak about the
with
UFC. It's almost like you're creating an intriguing team-like competition with guys who have done a lot in the sport and some who haven't and are just starting out. So
it's inspiring to see them. Like there was a fighter that walked into one of the gyms that was on a different team. They're like, yo man, you got to get out of here. Like you're not part of this team. And I was just like, whoa, like those conversations are happening.
Oh, yeah.
And it sounds like
that drama is important to capture. Are you guys
storylines?
Because you've always talked about storylines and how important it is, right? And how important it is to do that, sort of like follow the fighters and see what they're dealing with.
Tell me, Dan. You watch Netflix, right?
Yes.
They tell stories, right?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, dude.
Yeah, so we literally signed with the #1 sports content creator, storytellers on the planet.
Wow.
Box to Box Films. They do like Formula One, Drive to Survive, Sprint, Full Swing, Point Break.
Seen them all.
Senna, Rugby Sevens.
Wow.
Like they just did an
signed with those
NHL
guys.
on Amazon. I'm getting the best in class for everything we're doing to showcase these athletes like no one's ever done.
Dude.
And like, why did the UFC blow up? Ultimate Fighter reality show. Once you kind of got an insight into these fighters' lives.
It's so true.
And you got that emotional investment of like, oh, I like watching, insert any one of those.
Well, think
big
about the
names.
story. Think about the stories of guys who are still fighting, who need to. Or, you like, so why did Rocky 3, 4, 5, and 6? It's like you want to see these guys who are kind of like, they're trying one last time to get something they didn't get done.
That's the Tony Ferguson story. When you hear him talk, and I was very adamant about him not fighting.
Yeah.
And
What
I
did
said
he
this in
say?
the meetings. I was like, dude, I don't condone him fighting. But and then they're like, well, just talk to him and bring up your concerns. And then we talked, and you hear him talk about like his passion, starting wrestling as a kid. Now he's on a team, and he still has more left to do. Now I'm not saying he's gonna have a 10-year run in GFL, but when you hear his story, I just went, dude, I'm in, dude. I'm in. How you listen to him talk, you're like, I got to see him fight. I want to see him win one. I want to see him go out on top.
And it's like, if Brendan was going to go fight, no matter who he fights, you're watching, I assume.
Yeah.
Right? Whether it's fighting the current, if you're fighting Francis Ngannou,
Let's not have
you're
him do that.
watching.
Let's not have him do
If you're
that.
watching
Not today, but
something in the parking lot,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're going to go watch him fight.
Yes.
So it's that, whether you're Holly Holm, Dylan Dennis, Paige Van Zandt,
Yep.
Tony Ferguson, whoever, they have fans.
Yes.
Fans that care about them,
Paige Van
fans that
Zandt
know
fan.
their story.
Yeah.
We were just in New Orleans doing a radio row with Paige and Hanny Goldie, her teammate.
Love it.
And it was, dude, they were like, we could barely even walk around in there. Like,
Superstars.
There's like, I'm like looking at Lawrence Taylor, Joe Montana, Drew Brees, Kittle, like all these, Justin Jefferson. I'm just like, this is a who's who of like, and who are they stopping? Paige, can I get a picture?
yeah.
Can I get a picture? And
She's-
Paige gets it too. Like
Look at her.
she's crushing it.
She's so hot. Is that her?
That's Hannah Goldie.
That's
Oh,
her
damn.
teammate.
You've never
seen
so
her,
like,
B?
come on,
Yeah.
let's talk about marketability.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hannah Goldie has got something
never
to
seen
say.
her, B?
No, sir.
Oh, but-
They did a photo
What?
shoot together recently. You should probably try to pull that up.
That's
that
Hannah
photo
Goldie.
shoot.
I'm in.
They are
I'm
the
fan.
most marketable.
Oh my Lord.
Professional sports teammates
Jesus Christ.
on the planet right now.
I'm an instant fan.
right. So that's the Miami Strawweights.
What in the fuck?
You have a problem
is
with that,
going-
B?
What in the fuck is going?
We
what
have
in the,
very marketable athletes.
those are all fighters. What in the actual fucks is going on?
Two
here?
of them are. The other two, I don't think so.
I think
the other two
they
are fighting
actually-
different things.
Yeah. So, and there's a sneak peek at our Miami team logos.
I'm a fan.
How could you not?
I think
be?
you're onto something here.
But I think too, as far as storytelling, like even with a guy like Dylan Dennis, like if you can peel back that, obviously he trolls and does a lot of stuff. He's actually a good kid,
Yeah.
a good guy. I keep
Yeah.
calling everyone kids. He's actually a good guy. When you peel it back
Let's
and get
tell
to
the story.
get to his
Let's
origin
tell
story,
his
like
story, yes.
yes, I'm in.
Let's honor. We've got living legends.
Yeah,
And let's tell their story, right? Like
Yeah.
I think sometimes it's the brand doesn't always want them to become like exit into stratosphere, right? But like I'm the total opposite. This
Yeah.
is a
Get yours.
platform for these fighters to tell their story. Let's create LeBron James and Patrick Mahomes of MMA fighters. And
it's good for everybody.
Absolutely.
Jesus.
Good for everybody.
Jesus.
Yeah.
What is that woman's name again?
Hannah Goldie.
Right. And she's not. she was
Technically, her last name's not Goldie. I found that after booking her flight. It's but yeah, she goes. by
Yeah.
Hannah
Who
Goldie.
cares? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be exciting. There's some stuff to watch.
Not to mention me that's here in LA, it's in New York, it's in
Love it.
Miami, Sao Paulo.
And you're gonna get one wrong. It's not Abu Dhabi. It's Dubai.
God, I always mess that up.
Dubai and Abu Dhabi.
Similar,
They're
though,
very,
right?
very, what are they?
close.
40 minutes away or
Same
something?
region.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it 40 minutes away?
Very
Flight?
close. You can drive it. No,
you
you
can
can drive
That
it.
whole area, I don't.
Yeah.
But again,
Yeah.
like, okay, we're
America.
looking to sell our Dubai team for 100+ million.
And there's some guys out there that can afford
and there's
that.
bragging rights.
There are some guys out
at
there.
that too. Like they don't want to be like, oh yeah, well, we bought the team for a lower amount. Like they want.
Is there salary caps? Like, let's say some sheik from Dubai fucking buys that team,
Yeah,
and it was like,
explain it.
I have 100 billion. I want Izzy. I want Makachev. Like, can they do that?
They can do that. So how we've set this up is currently right now, because we need to make the fights people want to see. Like we have to set this up the right way. So we're operating as a single entity right now. So that's why I can move. Like what did we do? We moved
Rockhold.
Luke Rockhold to LA to line up, make sure that Weidman fight lines up. So we're going to stack the deck at the beginning. And then once it gets to that point of independent team owners, and maybe that's 2 years away, 3 years away. But once that happens and that transition shifts over from us kind of manipulating it how we want to make sure the fans get the fights they want, there'll be that transition to them. We want to win, and we want the best fighters. And if we have a giant bankroll, which we're looking at billionaire entities to own these teams,
and billionaires like to win, and they're super competitive. You don't think they're going to pay some bucks for?
So we've set it up where there's a salary cap. Like right now, I have my own internal salary cap to be able to operate this in a way that makes sense and that sustainably works. But once that point happens, same thing. And then for those ridiculous next level billionaires, trillionaires that want to spend all the money, great. But do we really want the other teams to not share in that? So we have it where there's a luxury tax. So like, yes, we want you spending all of your money and paying all of these fighters as much as you can. But when you do that, if you go over your salary cap, you're going to be luxury taxed. And then all the teams that didn't go over their salary cap, they share that pool of money.
Wow.
So that they can then also like, oh, well, we're going to go out and buy this guy or that guy.
Wow.
It's cool.
It's awesome.
It's exciting.
Well, because what's cool is that teams will start scouting all this new talent. The guys in the gyms, everybody's talking about that kind of
Or
stuff.
you can get the Jerry Jones of one of these owners who's, they're scouting and going around to formulate the best.
There's a whole
team.
strategy to it.
If you look at like professional soccer, like English Premier League, Bundesliga, they all kind of, some of the teams have a lot of money and they buy the best athletes in the world just because they want to win, whether it's a Champions League or.
Yeah.
So it's this literally exact same business model.
Yeah, baseball, look at the Dodgers. Jesus Christ.
They spend
how much money?
Pitchers making like, $250 million.
Oh,
and their contracts.
Spent
Patrick
well over
Mahomes,
$1 billion
$500 million.
Yeah.
Like, why aren't MMA fighters who are generating hundreds of millions of dollars an event, billions of dollars a year, why aren't they getting to kind of share in that?
That's a good question. I love it.
Any other questions, Brian?
I like it. I'm excited. When's the next event?
The first event, you mean?
The first event.
First event.
The first next.
I keep thinking you went
event.
down to call one.
It was the draft.
That's right, the draft.
We've got holds at the end of April and then early May. So
Where do
we're
you
just
think-
going to decide
where are you gonna have
which
it?
to.
April in LA.
LA.
You don't know what the venue is?
I know what the venue is.
What do you do?
Well, we've got a couple of options.
I know what
for
the venue is.
Part of
Do you come out the gate hot? Like, are you like, hey, we're at crypto and like hoping it sells out? Or do you start smaller?
That's where we're deciding. So
That
like,
gives
there's
me
also
anxiety.
playoff basketball. There's playoff hockey.
Yeah.
Some of those venues, or some of them have exclusivities. So I think we're going to go a little smaller because we're also doing 3 events in a weekend.
Better to
So-
sell out and turn people away.
Exactly. Yeah. So the thing too is I'm hoping to sell the venue out 3 times in 24 hours.
Because that it's 3 nights of fights be.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So like,
Wow.
football
Smart
fan, right? NFL,
Yeah.
what do you do on a Sunday? You chill and you watch some football. And what do you do Monday night? You watch some football. So NFL's off season. This is when we want our bulk of our season to be, where on Sunday we'll have back-to-back competitions. We'll have a daytime fight and a nighttime fight.
Yeah.
And then on Monday night, we'll have a Monday nighter. So we're avoiding UFC pay-per-views. We're avoiding most boxing pay-per-views. So
How did you get into fighting? What was your background? Were you an athlete?
You seen that?
How dare you?
Duh.
Physique, Brian?
I haven't seen enough of it, and that's the point I'm making.
I'll take the hoodie off later. No,
Thank God. Thank God.
I'm always into sports. Like I started off as like WWF when it was WWF.
Right.
Where I was just all in on Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior.
Talking about like
whoever.
Macho Man days?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Macho Man, Killer Bees. Like
Yeah.
all the, I had all the figures like that. Like it's what I spent
The rubber ones?
my time doing. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Had the ring. Like I was obsessed with that. And then the moment that kind of changed is when I was, I think, 13 years old, and I saw UFC 1 on the top shelf, and I was like, "Is this real fighting?"
Yeah.
Like you look at the back, and it's like,
yeah.
who's that Canadian guy from Niagara Falls? Anyways, he's got blood running down his head. Like Keith Hackney in there, and then
the polar bear, all those guys.
Paul Varlins, and so that's when the switch hit, where like I switched from, and I introduced so many people to the UFC. I was obsessed from day one. I'm practicing rear naked chokes even before I know what it is, because you're like, oh, Hoist Gracie, like the guy's the man, right? Like Pat Smith, just throwing down elbows, and it was that where I got hooked. My favorite movie growing up was Bloodsport.
Hell yeah.
So I think like the Kumite had an effect on my future career. And then I played sports forever. I wrestled in elementary school, high school, and then played junior football. Canadians football a little bit different, but after football career was over, was like, what do you do to fill the void? And I'd always loved fighting, and then an MMA gym opened up, and this is still kind of like the early times where like it wasn't sanctioned everywhere. Right. So I started training, and I was like hooked, obsessed. I was like, I want to be a professional fighter. This is what I'm going to do. So I was training 6 days a week, and I had back injuries, and I was like, something's wrong here. Like I had a lot of back pain, and then trainer was fine. One day was fine. He's just like, dude, go get an x-ray. Like find out what's actually wrong. I was like, an x-ray? He's like, go get an x-ray. Got an x-ray, found out I had a fractured vertebrae. I needed spinal surgery. What? They're like, you have to stop doing what you're doing. You like my discs and my vertebrae were like separating. Jesus. And then spinal cord's going right through there. So they're like, stop. Wow. So that changed the trajectory of my life and what I was going to do. I could show you the foot-long scar on my back that I have
I'd like to see that. Sorry. No, not right now. Oh, there it is. Arch your back, lick your lips. Thanks.
Let's take a little break because we're here to tell you about True Classic once again. You got to get on it, for God's sakes. How many times you got to tell them they have the best clothes ever?
Why? Because I'm wearing their sweatshirt and I'm wearing
it's all you wear, bro.
Underneath.
It's all you wear. We've been rocking their shirts way before they rep the UFC or any other influencer.
It's the best.
We've been with them since day one. They're our neighbors. True Classic is one of a kind.
But Valentine's Day is here, okay?
Dude, you know what? You know what says I don't love you?
What? Don't buy him True Classic.
Sure. Yeah. Or if you taking your girl out for Valentine's Day and you dress like a bum.
That's right, dude.
Or you bring some True Classic.
Correct.
Next thing you know, steak and a dick suck.
Well, we did steak and a dick suck. Listen, dude. You got these button-down shirts that I think are awesome. I take with me all the time because they don't wrinkle.
Dude,
but they look good.
I love their polos. Body. I love their short sleeves, their hoodies, their jeans. You can get them in 3, 6, 9-pack. The more you bundle, the more you save.
Yeah.
All right, they got long sleeve headliners, fleece hoodies, jeans, button-ups, joggers, all I work out in. Free shipping on all orders. 100% perfect fit guarantee with easy returns. Trusted by over 4 million bros worldwide.
They go well with a dog, too. Look at this. They go well with this dog. Look at how they...
Dude, his fur's True Classic.
Look at how your dog matches.
That fur is True Classic.
It's about as soft. This fur is about as soft as a True Classic.
Fits snug, too.
Dude,
that's seriously. A True Classic fur. That's fake fur.
It's like, hey, how you doing, man? I'm just here with a... Look at how cuddly I look.
Look at his wiener.
Dude, I look... Don't look at the wiener, but just look at how cuddly I am.
Look at his wiener just
I'm a
popping.
man. I got a beard. I got a dog.
Popping.
I got my True Classic sweatshirt.
Don't
if you want clothes that really go well with your dog, TrueClassic.com.
No. See, I don't like how you rub his stomach like that.
Why? I didn't touch his wiener. I brushed his wiener.
No.
TrueClassic.com/fighter. Save money right now.
Get off my dog's BBC.
TrueClassic.com/fighter.
The dragon. Do the man.
I was going to fight. I was going to be a professional fighter, and then it turned out I'm a pussy.
Then you saw Yoel Romero.
I saw Yoel Romero.
I said,
I was going to be a
professional. I just didn't have the speed or the strength, but other than that,
no, you got to be like
or the technique, or the ability to practice all the time. That's all. Or the lungs for it. Yeah.
So yeah, I love the sport. Still wanted to be involved with it. After the surgery, I was just like, what do I do now? And it was kind of like the only event we really had that I went to live was like a King of the Cage, and it was ghetto, where there's Home Depot lights like clamped onto the side of the cage. We're in like a hockey venue. It's freezing cold. The fighters are like going out to fight.
Jesus.
It's just like looking there and being there. I was like, fuck. I can do something better than this.
Oh fuck yeah! So, what was harder on your body? Would you say overall, football or MMA? Because football, you're getting cracked.
Football's car accident after car accident.
Yeah, football might be, right?
Probably football, yeah.
Just the impact.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, football.
Because you've got, when you have a helmet on, you feel invincible.
It's just that your knees, your body, I was like, you watch them get hit. It's constant.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah. That's wild, man.
So yeah, I got into promoting. Just started at 24 years old. I started my first promotion, Incorporated. And I had to fight a legal battle before, because Section 83 of the Canadian Criminal Code prevented prize fighting unless there was an athletic commission that could sanction it. The athletic commissions, they didn't have the language for MMA in the actual
boxing.
in it. So it was all just like boxing commission.
Yeah.
So I'm lobbying the Victoria Athletic Commission to adopt MMA. And then like I found a little gray area loophole where it was, I honestly think like the first few events I put on were probably technically illegal. I brought in like an athletic commission to oversee it. We were on society land. So I was trying to like, just creative, man. Like I wouldn't be stopped to make it happen. And
Well, you have a lot of passion.
I love this.
And
Man.
I like that. And I like your passion for this. You know, I think you have to have it. And people who are visionaries, I mean, there's no reason why you can't be the first person to come up with a fight league that actually sticks, you know? So
it was truly just the love of the sport, you know, and then just learning. Also, I think the difference about me is most of these other promotions, they're using investors' money. They use somebody else's money, which if you're gambling with somebody else's money, do you gamble the same way?
No,
I used my own money. I had to be profitable or else
That's right.
I wouldn't be able to survive.
Yep.
So I learned from that like grassroots. I did everything. I would put our cage together. I would do all the matchups. I'd pick up the fighters from I'd set up our tape and our gauze in the change rooms. Like
it's going to sound really weird, but when I met you, you don't have that owner / promoter. There's something
the
about
sliminess.
No, it's not the sliminess. You look like a guy who puts his hands on shit for real. Like I don't know why. I just know I went. Oh, I was expecting somebody different. You looked just like more physical, more. I don't know. Maybe you're younger than I thought. I don't know what it is, but
I just think like I relate to these guys because I feel like
Yes.
I'm one of you,
Yes.
right? Like this isn't I see myself up here and look at the
Listen, when you're an
talent do this.
entrepreneur, I always say this: when you're an entrepreneur, when you are responsible for your own brand, you can't compare it to somebody who's got a corporation behind them. Or it's just
it's a
always
different
hustling,
game.
man. You're
Yep.
always hustling. You've always, if you're not working all the time, you're dying. So
What time was I sending text to you last night?
yeah,
Oh man, late. I didn't wake up till this morning.
3 a.m.
There you
Yeah,
go.
this morning I got.
And like I will not stop. I'm relentless. I will grind. This will be successful without
what
a
it
doubt. The TV deals we have coming on board, like this will be able to see any like we're starting doing fighter visas. And you know, like some of these athletes need letters from prominent people. So I'm talking to one of our trainers in Sweden yesterday. He's like, oh yeah, we've got letters coming for Alexander Gustafsson. I was like, oh,
that
cool.
guy's
Like
a badass.
dude, like and so he's telling me too, he's like, everyone in Sweden's talking about this. I'm like, everyone in Sweden's talking about the GFL. Everyone in Sweden is talking about the GFL.
Yeah.
Amazing. I love it.
Great, because I want to see him fight.
Zlatan Ibrahimovic is writing one of the letters for Alexander Gustafsson. I'm like, Zlatan, like I'm a huge Zlatan fan. And then the other one, the owner of Spotify
Wow.
is writing his visa letter.
Yeah,
I'm like,
man.
yo,
That's right.
you know how
He's
this,
a-
you know how the
Gustafsson is
sponsorship thing works,
he's
right?
the Swedish, like my brother-in-law, who's Swedish, knows everything about Gustafsson. They are
Oh,
a
he's Tom
nationalistic
Cruise out there.
people. Oh
There's
yeah.
billboards of him.
You want to take a cookie break right now?
Sure.
Okay.
We got cookies.
Well, because Post Malone came out with an Oreo, and I just saw it.
Yeah.
And I don't
You saw
want to.
someone
I don't
else
want to
grab
be
'em?
distracted by that, and I
So-
want to eat a fucking Post
Darren,
Malone
this is
Oreo
what we
cookie.
do here. We try new fast food, new cookies and stuff. And when Post Malone came out with a new Oreo, he said it was going to be the best tasting Oreo ever. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, it does not taste like Bud Light and cigarettes. It's probably the best cookie I've ever had.
All right, let's see. Best cookie you've ever had. Because Toll House cookies are my shit. But all right,
No. This is salted caramel and shortbread.
because he has a photo shoot. Darren has a naked photo shoot after this, so.
Brian, you said that was going to remain private.
It is going to be. I apologize. I'm so excited about it that I tend to.
And that oil that you got,
I got that oil. Yeah.
that's
yeah.
not the brand.
It's whale oil, so it's going to smell a little bit strong. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I harpooned the whale
Go
myself.
ahead. Go ahead and tell me that cookie's not good.
It was a good cookie.
Is it the best Oreo cookie you've ever
It's the
had?
best Oreo cookie you've ever had.
got
in my
something to
life.
say.
Hands
Yeah,
down.
that's
Post
freaking
Malone,
nice.
That's
come
got
sing the
something to say.
national anthem at the first GFL event. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
That's got something to
Buy a
He is?
team, Posty. No. Hey man. Hey.
Maybe he is.
Hey man.
Maybe he is. Maybe
Right.
he wants to.
Hey,
You know what,
man.
Darren? You never know.
Dude, dare to dream. Like that's another thing. You can do anything you want in this world. You have to put the time, effort, and energy, and you got to be real about what it is you're trying to do. But I have seen this vision so clearly during the pandemic is when I started putting my mind to this, and just started putting the work in, figuring out, dude, it's been rough. Like trying to raise money in post-pandemic, and It's a big lift. Like, this isn't a small thing we're doing here.
Anything like this is
lift.
close to it. Anything like this is close to impossible, and guess what? It's worth it.
Well, there's a reason.
100%.
Yeah.
What do you want to do with your life?
Someone's
sit
gonna do
around,
it.
do nothing, or do you want to try to do the coolest thing you could possibly do with your life?
Also, someone's going to do it if you
Somebody's
don't.
going to do
Why
it.
not you?
Yes.
It's inevitable.
Yeah. they're
And
gonna do it.
anybody who did anything like this, including Dana White, how many times do people say to Dana, it's never going to work? How many times do people say to Elon Musk, Tesla's going to fail, SpaceX is going to fail? It's one thing after another. And anybody who does anything is constantly dealing with everybody saying, you're crazy, that's impossible, here are the 1,000 reasons it can't work. And you have to be the one to say, I know, but there's one reason it will work.
The no's are way more motivating than any small
They have to be.
yeses.
They have to.
And that's like the drive that you get when someone's like, no, whatever reason, no.
Yeah.
It's like, thank you for the motivation.
Did you ever hear
Yeah,
Stephen
it's rocket
Jobs?
fuel.
Stephen Jobs said his.
Talk about Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs. Sorry, buddy. Stephen. I call him Stefan. Stefano. You know Stefano. Do you know Stefano Jobs?
Jobs? I think it's Jobs.
Stefano Jobs. That guy said. It was his. I guess his epiphany moment was. He goes, when I realized that everything around me, the whole world was made by people who were no smarter than I was. That they just figured it out, but they had
He's
the
a
same
smart guy.
doubts.
Yeah, smart
but
guy.
that's the other
Yeah,
thing he
yeah.
is. But
Wicked
he
smart.
said, but he was like, once I realized that I could do this too. Like, why not me?
Oh, yeah.
It
Yeah.
opened up. You know?
You can do.
Now,
you
he
can
is Steve
architect
Jobs.
this world however you want. You just
Yeah.
literally have to know what you're trying to do, and put the necessary work and effort into it. And obviously, different things that you want to do take a different amount of work and effort, and and all that. So, I think he's living example of like, shit, you can pull off anything.
Yeah.
Who would Brendan Schaub fight?
Why you do this, man? What happened? Why you do
What
this?
happened?
We could definitely have some
Yeah,
good
they have some
shop
big
fights.
boys.
Bro,
That's
oh,
what we-
goodness.
Fabricio Verdum.
Get him a smaller guy.
I'm on the outsides, man.
Get him a smaller
No,
guy.
sir.
Well, maybe,
No,
maybe
sir.
that Romero fight. If it
Ooh,
doesn't-
yeah.
No,
Well, no, don't be like that slap fight guy. No.
Well, Frankie Mir, maybe.
Ah, I love Frank. What else you got, Chen? You got
Who would
anything else?
Brian
Get me outta
Callen
here.
fight?
You're not. I
Elon,
Bryan.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Ooh, I'd watch that.
Yeah. Mark's he's gonna have his hands full. To be honest with
You
you,
guys are the same size.
we're not the same size.
I think
we're
the
not
over-
the
I
same
think-
size.
How much
would
does
be the favorite in that,
how much
maybe.
does Zuck weigh?
No,
Chin?
Zuck would not.
He's
be
on
the favorite
TRT
in
now.
that, Darren.
But like,
Zuck would not be the favorite.
Let's get Zuck into own a team.
Yeah, Zuck should own a team.
100% he should.
But I
he's-
would
he's
fight
balls
Mark
deep in it.
Zuckerberg. I would train and fight. I love it. It's all good.
5'7",
never like-
you're 5'11".
He's
Yeah,
not real.
yeah.
but
Don't ever say that to me, okay? But
figure you guys
I
are
like
similar.
him. Do you?
Elon would be a better size-wise.
No.
Elon's big.
Elon's 6'1".
Tall.
No, Elon's
6'2"
taller than that. Elon's taller. And he's got he's a big Dutchman. He's a big boy.
Well, he has those like lunch
Elon?
lady hips.
No, Elon's half South African, half Canadian, like myself.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, you're South African Canadian?
My mom's from South Africa. My dad's from
South
Canada.
Africa.
And then the other way around for him. His mom's from
wow.
South Africa.
The first thing I said when I saw you was I was like Africa. I thought of Africa.
Most people think that.
You know what
too.
I'm saying?
They see the ginger beard and the
Yeah, I was
very
thinking
pale.
African
You,
as
you have my
head.
son's coloring. It's great. I love it.
All right, Chin, give some current events.
real quick though,
Let's take a little break here, Beat. Let's
Yeah.
take a break. Dude, are you
Buddy,
are you tired of feeling sluggish or
Sometimes-
struggling in the gym with 20-pound weights?
Sometimes I want to.
What?
I use more than 30-pound weights, but I
said
do.
20.
Yeah, I said. Yeah, don't say that either. It makes me super angry.
Dude, are you
Because
struggling
I-
with benching the bar?
Well, I do sometimes
Just
need
the
to
bar?
reclaim my energy, my confidence, and edge, especially when you crush my spirit like that.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
I'm sick of seeing you struggle in the gym, dude. So I said, you know what? It's time for Bryan to level up with Joy Mode's Testosterone Support Complex.
What?
Dubbed by Men's Journal as the ultimate manliest multivitamin.
Dang.
That's right. It's an all-natural powerhouse designed to help you reclaim your energy, confidence, and edge so you can crush your day, your workouts, whatever life throws your way. Lift the bar, 20 pounds, whatever your goals are,
no,
Bryan.
no, I lift heavy.
Joy Mode, yeah, whatever. Joy Mode's
yeah.
Testosterone Support Complex is packed.
I want to take my game to the next level. That's what I want to do, dude. All
Dude,
right?
no prescriptions, no gimmicks, just 3 capsules a day to help you bench the bar eventually.
Right.
Power through your workouts with strength and energy. Stay sharp and focused at work. Feel your most confident self in and out of the bedroom.
Yeah, but can I get 20% off or 30% off subscription orders? Can you help me with that?
Dude, yep. If you're trying to take your game to the next level, visit tryjoymode.com. Use the code FIGHTER at checkout for 20% off single purchases and 30% off subscription orders. That's TRYJOYMODE.com. TFATK, mode.com. Use the code FIGHTER for 20% off single purchase, 30% off subscription orders. You're welcome.
I talked to Darren earlier before we recorded about like how he's able to get every single fighter that's like a very famous named fighter, right? That didn't sign with PFL or Bellator, but then suddenly they sign with GFL out of nowhere, which is insane. So there must be
being likable.
a ton of money. That's what I'm saying. There must be a ton of money, but then I stopped it there. But so the main signing that I thought was insane was Chris Weidman, because he literally just retired, and then boom, like another.
So
Ray Longa.
he retired from the UFC.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what some people are thinking. Oh, he retired from MMA. No, same thing like you were saying earlier, right? He retired from the UFC, and like. Heck yeah, we want Weidman. Like why
legend.
Like, and the other thing people don't realize, like, there's only a handful of managers that have the vast majority of these bigger name fighters. So it's it's having those relationships for 10, 15 years. So I'm not just some like random guy out of nowhere that's like, hey, we're starting a new fight thing. You come sign a contract with us. It's like
familiar.
Hey brother, it's we know each other. Here's what we're doing.
But I also think for guys like Chris Weidman or Tony Ferguson, like, you stay in the UFC, there's no cakewalks in the UFC.
No.
Like, you're not going to get favorable matchups. Like, it's just the way their business model is. It's like, you can stay there. Maybe you have 3 fights left. You can stay there. They're going to use this young line to steal your fame. And he's going to beat it out of you. So you can stay there. Go ahead. But you're going to be fighting a guy you probably don't know from Dagestan or fucking Brazil, and he's a savage.
Right.
Or you can retire from the UFC, come to GFL, make bank, and fight a guy that's similar to your skill set right now, instead of just getting fed to the fucking wolves,
Right.
Because they want to keep fighting and they have a lot to offer.
Right.
It's like the same thing. Like if you're in the NFL and you're like, those guys that, get cut halfway through this, like, you don't think they're ballers.
Yeah. Really.
And, you don't think they can go hang and play football somewhere else if there was like another league that kind of made sense for them to go. Of course you could.
Yes.
So I have a question for you, Darren. I'm a WWE nerd too, so it kind of sounds like you're almost making a new Monday Night War, little WWF versus WCW.
There's definitely a
Interesting
professional
question.
wrestling element to this right now, where it's like, hey, someone wants to start dating Taylor Swift. Amazing. Let's do those kind of things too, where it's
stories.
Let's do some fun
Storylines.
stuff. Let's cross some barriers. Like, as soon as this thing gets from like the MMA hardcores knowing about it, talking about it, to sports fans, whether you're a Dodgers fan, Lakers fan, now you're an LA GFL. We got the team names and stuff. We're about to drop those, but I have to like bite my tongue before I like say the team name.
Right.
But like that's part of the strategy. It's bring in sports fans where it's easier to follow. It's like, oh, we have 20 fighters on the LA team. Well, shit, okay, I can figure that out. Like, is it that hard?
Yep.
And then, we're fighting the Sao Paulo team. Okay, well, yeah, I hope this American beats up that Brazilian.
Yep.
Because he's on our team and they're on their team.
Right. I love it. I'm excited.
do
I'm
you got,
excited
Chin
about
Chin?
this.
Also, before the show started, Chin brought in these homemade meatballs. What were they? Bison and
Bison, Italian sausage, Parmesan, parsley.
What am I? Chopping?
I didn't
No,
know
but Brian, so
Unbelievable,
Brian,
man.
I brought in.
What did I do to
Brian.
be treated with such a lack of respect?
Brian,
you know what
Do
happened?
not know who this man is.
I brought in 8 or
he was-
7 meatballs.
Thank you.
On
Tell
one
him,
of the-
tell him, Darren.
Arguably the greatest comedy of all time.
Thank you, Darren.
Agree.
The Hangover.
Thank you.
Love
And
that
Hangover
character.
2. Say Hangover
And yeah,
2
the Hangover
too.
2.
You know, that's
I wasn't
all.
even here, and I could
They
tell
should
you
make
what
a
happened.
Hangover 3.
Brendan
They
ate
should
them
make
all.
you the star in Hangover 3 is what
Fucking
they should
finally
be
somebody
doing.
says it.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
They're
Like, forget all those other guys.
Yeah,
I agree
forget
with
all
you.
those guys.
What guys?
Go on.
Bradley
What
Cooper.
guys?
Who? Am I right? He looks
Fucking my
like-
career
These
is
guys
like
old
My
news.
career is doing this right now.
To the moon, baby. Like
Yeah.
the GFL. You're just
Yeah, I did
rocket
notice how I
ship,
stopped
roll
myself
dice.
from really extending because I don't
Yeah.
want to look like
Older.
Elon Musk. My career's really moved. What?
Yeah.
Stop doing that with your hand.
Oh yeah, sorry.
But Chin
Turn your hand this way.
But Chin told me, he goes, they're keto meatballs. You know, I'm on carnivore keto.
You are?
So
Dude, I put so much attention to make it keto, so it's very low carb. It was like
That's fine, but what?
So I ate all 7
God
before you got
damn
here.
it! I knew you did.
I couldn't say. I couldn't
You couldn't stop. They were that good.
oh my god.
Might be
Homeboy-
the best
homeboy
meatballs
can
I've ever
cook.
had.
I'm gonna make some more.
surprise you.
I'm gonna make some more. That's the first time I did it, so I'll make some more for next
So
week.
when you have a girlfriend, boyfriend, I don't know how it works, but
What?
when
What do
you
you
cook
have?
for,
They were fantastic.
Wow.
Usually meatballs are like dry and no
yeah,
flavor. Oh
yeah.
man.
and low sodium marinara sauce. I think about everything, you know?
I drank the
do.
marinara.
Really? That good.
I'm starving.
Got
All
a
right, what do
tummy
you got,
full of
Jen?
meatballs. Tummy full
I
of
feel
meatballs.
great. I feel great.
Okay, so I don't know how I missed the Super Bowl commercial, guys, but you guys see when Seal was a seal?
Yeah.
You guys that?
Oh, you didn't see
I
this
didn't
one?
see this
It was
one.
great.
Look at this.
I can't play the actual too much of the music.
It's for Baja Blast, I guess.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It's definitely probably the best commercial.
An actual seal with my head on it. So
That is so
I can't believe they got him to do
awful
this.
but fitting and hilarious.
Isn't it
And look
great?
at him there. Oh,
You had to act like a
so
seal.
good. Oh, it works.
I guess Thicccboy YT.
That's a
directed
great
it.
ad.
Do we know why his name's Seal?
Well,
I was just thought his
know.
real name.
I don't know, but pitching that to him would be very dicey. Hey, watch this.
we go to his agent
Seal.
first.
Listen, so we have an idea for Mountain Dew. You would be a seal. So we'll put your head on top of a seal and we'll color coordinate the seal.
But I think he's old enough now. Like if you had done it at the
He didn't
beginning of
give
his
a
career,
fuck.
he'd be like, absolutely not. But he's pretty
Also,
self.
Super Bowl
Yeah.
commercial. How much money are they paying?
Correct.
Correct. How did he get those scars? Was that a burn?
Burner, remember? He was like in a burn fire thing.
okay.
That's what I read.
No, I think that's that's what they do. I don't know what his culture is, but
You mean a tribal thing?
yeah, tribal thing.
I don't
something
think
like
so. Or is it
I don't
acting
think he's
style?
from.
I thought it was acting.
I don't think he's from Africa.
No, I don't think
He's,
so.
he's British as it gets.
We don't know much about Seal, do we?
that. Never mind.
Autoimmune disease that affects the skin.
Ooh.
Okay.
Lupus.
Lupus.
Notice small spots on his face
That's
that
no
worsen
joke.
over time.
Oh man.
Hey, man, he had Heidi Klum for a minute.
Yeah, she's
a long-
gorgeous.
Not bad.
God,
feel
lupus
guilty.
sucks, man.
Jim was like, it's actually a tribal designer.
I didn't say tribal. Brian brought up tribal, but I
He
thought it was something that they
traveled
did.
to,
Yeah,
He's,
because it's like perfectly
He's from an
like
obscure
lined up.
tribe in Africa from the 60s. That we,
Is it the Lupus tribe?
Yeah.
the Dinka and the
Tribe
Nuba
lupus
of
is what
Sudan
it's-
actually scar their face.
yeah. People do scar their
Yeah,
body,
yeah,
on
But
their
it's more
face.
designer than that.
Correct.
His is a little,
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? It's good that we learned. Good.
the more you
Song
know.
is such a banger.
His what?
That song.
He's
Kiss from a
great.
Rose?
Such
He's
a banger.
great. He sang on that Western, that black Western. It was on Netflix, I think. It was really good with Jonathan Majors. And it was, but he was one of the, did the soundtrack. He sang one of the songs that's banging. Great song. You know what song that is?
I definitely don't.
No, you know what I'm talking
I know
about.
you did Batman Forever.
No, but
Kiss from a Rose.
it was a hit on Netflix.
Talking about Django
No, it was the Western.
with all black guys.
Yes,
Hard pass.
Jonathan Major. Come on,
Crazy Age or something? Or
it was such a good. It was actually really
Hateful Eight?
good. No,
B, did you see a trailer on this on TikTok?
no. I watched the movie. Hold on. I'm gonna find it for you here, buddy.
The
Harder They Fall. Very good movie, man. Did you not see that? That's a good movie. I recommend that highly.
It's just all black cowboys.
Yes, and it's
Did it come out during
fucking
the
really
peak
good.
of?
It came out during COVID, so nobody
Yeah,
really. But bro,
yeah.
it's a banger.
I'm gonna pass.
Banger, man. Really honest.
And his song is which one?
Away with the Wind She Goes. You want to hear it?
Is that from him though? It says it's.
No, it's from the movie.
Yeah.
I know, but no. Brian's talking about Seal saying the main song, and I'm saying.
Okay, let's just take a
didn't.
quick listen. Let's
I
just
bet
take a
Seal didn't.
No, he did. I don't think this is the song. That's not the song.
Can you type in Seal and the harder they fall?
Yeah, if you go.
I don't want to do that.
Because I would if I like to bet I would assume Seal's not on this soundtrack.
Oh no, he is. He's
Is he?
definitely Yeah. I can send it to you, but
It popped up immediately, so let's see.
yeah.
Seal ain't no
Ain't
better
no
love.
better. This is a great.
That must
song.
be it then.
Listen to him.
Let's
Listen to
wait for
him.
this ad to go through. Is this the one, Brian?
Yeah. Listen to him sing.
I mean, it sounded dope.
Yeah, sounds
Oh,
good.
almost
Yeah.
as good as the GFL Six Sides of the Cage Protect Your Neck song.
Oh damn! Do you have a song?
Oh, we got a song.
Have you not
Let me
seen
hear
it,
that.
B?
Yes.
Is it
Oh,
on here?
here.
Is it on the YouTube?
It should be. I know it's
Bring
on
that shit up.
Spotify.
Bring that shit up.
it's
called
Spotify or
Six-
YouTube?
It's on Spotify for sure.
Okay, why don't you Spotify?
Six Sides of the Cage. It was our AI, which has been polarizing. Some people love it, some people hate it, which is great. But like it's an all AI
Six
song.
Sides of the Cage.
Yeah,
I like that. Six Sides of the Cage. And it's an AI song?
yeah.
Oh, damn.
We're obviously we don't have content of these fighters, so we have to kind of get a little creative
Yeah.
on other than just static images.
Yes.
To do something with
You can't get Bubba O'Reilly by the Who.
My computer just froze, so just give us some
hell yeah.
time.
God,
here.
so many people are trying to download that.
I know
song.
it's too popular.
So many people.
Just crash. It's like when YouTube.
That's what
Callen
happens, bro.
Tyson fights.
So many
Like,
people trying to download
Dude,
that
it's
song.
Rose.
Hold on, here we go. Oh my God.
Oh, God. I'll just play 666, same thing.
We
I
were
wonder
gonna
if it's just
think of
like-
that name, but we
Yeah.
switched it up.
Yeah, 666.
Let me see if it exists on YouTube then, real quick.
Better.
Is it on the GFL Twitter or X?
Potentially.
No.
No, it's crazy to see like different memes of people like making stuff from it now and having fun with it.
Oh yeah. Well, you let us know when you get it, Chin.
All right, gotcha. Just don't worry about the screen.
Yeah. All right. What else you guys got?
Okay. So apparently Cardi B is calling out Trump because his Secret Service scuffed up her $3,000 Louboutins, and now she's demanding that her uncle who was deported be returned as payback.
Oh, man, I bet
We got a
all of us
video.
really care. And I'm sure Trump is like, oh, no, now I got to deal with Cardi B.
Well, apparently she went rampant on her Instagram
Oh
live.
no.
No. Cardi B went.
Remember when they paid her to do a speech and she forgot the words? And she was like waiting for the script.
She's, yeah, man. Let me hear what Cardi B has to say about the
All
war.
right, time. Oh my God, just
She is
I
funny.
can either disclose that information.
She kinda makes me laugh.
Or do I know?
Can we get a country of
No, like
origin?
skipped or
Give you-
something.
Let me refresh. This is perfect.
You watched the Super Bowl? Yeah.
He's American.
Were you surprised at the outcome?
I think I was surprised how big of a blowout it was and how
Yeah.
non-competitive.
Not
the
much of a game.
was.
Did it work, Chin?
Here we
Yo,
go.
I was so fucking mad today because you know Donald Trump and he was at the Super Bowl today, and they was giving us a hard time. Oh my gosh, just because Trump was there. Look how up my shoes. Oh,
So funny.
She's just eating.
She's so funny. Look at her silly goose. She's a
Traditional thinking says
All right, well, there you go.
I think they put a commercial in between her continuously
Look at my
talking.
shoes.
But yeah, she keeps going on and on
She
about
had
it.
a
She's a
walk.
character.
She's a character. She's great.
Listen, don't forget where she came from.
Yeah, she cracks me up, actually.
But
Love and
she's
hip hop.
awesome.
Yeah.
She's awesome to me. Here's a good one. We go to the next one. So, state representatives are pretty much trying to put together this legislative bill introduced in Mississippi that says if you plan on having sex and if you plan on exiting any sort of fluid from your body, that is the point of conception.
They can fuck off. How about
Yeah,
that?
that's not gonna last.
These
Also, who's gonna
conservative-
hold up to those
Keep
rules?
your fucking religion out of my fucking bedroom.
It says our bill
Fuck
would
off.
make it illegal to discharge semen or genetic material without the intent of fertilizing an embryo.
Hey, you fucking don't get laid, bitch.
Hey, okay.
Bitch.
Hey, no problem.
Wow.
Splurge.
What a bunch of fucking nerds.
Yeah, what a waste of time.
There's some wild things
asshole.
happening.
Yeah.
like all
Yeah,
over
so
the
a
place
lot of
right
these
now.
things
like
that
the
make-
pendulum swung too far
No.
one way.
Yeah.
Now it's
The way,
swinging back
so the way
and-
this shit works is that on the House, you can always introduce any bill
Yeah.
you want to the House.
Wild stuff.
And the House just goes, what is this? Yeah, okay, cool. They don't even vote on it. But it's just whenever some idiot does this, it just makes the news.
Yeah.
It's usually a Trojan
Fucking-
horse or something else they're trying to promote. They know damn well that won't pass.
well, that USAID money. That's been it's just like
Hilarious.
what is
Hilarious.
going on here?
This one is wild to me.
Yeah, the USAID is also more nuanced, right? It's like my friend has this expression: if you're going to cast a net that big, you make sure you don't catch too many dolphins, right? So because USAID actually does, first of all, it's a very small part of the U.S. budget, but it does do some good work. There are people I know, several of them, who have been out there forever. They don't make any money. They're in war-torn countries, and they actually do some shit. Is there waste? Yes. Is there a lot of fraud? Fuck yeah.
Yeah, but
Is this a
it's
good
okay to
idea?
say
Yeah.
they do some good things, but
Absolutely.
it's also okay to highlight what Elon's
Correct.
doing. There's a shit ton of fraud that we can clean up.
Exactly. And wait till he gets to the Pentagon. Wait till he gets to NIH.
Oh,
Wait
this
till
is
he-
just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
And it's about time. And I think.
But as an American, why wouldn't you want him to clean up the waste
Right.
tax money?
do you know what our budget is? Do you know what our deficit is?
Trillion?
What'd you say?
A trillion something?
It's 36 trillion. That's
We could just throw out it.
Like, who do you guys
that's
owe? owe money to?
$36,000 billion dollars.
Yeah.
Like, it's all these companies that owe, or countries that owe other countries billions or trillions of dollars. Is there like a balance sheet for?
Well, the
each
balance sheet is the
country?
problem is we owe a lot of American companies and a lot of American entities that money. It's fucking nuts. So it's about time we get rid of all this ridiculous fraud, this irregular payments, and we shrink government.
So this happened in 2016, and IKEA is going to probably bring it back. They launched a black hot dog.
Well, I don't know if they're bringing
features-
that back, Sanaz.
Well, no, from other articles I've read.
Called a ninja dog, dude.
Yeah, the bun and
Cool name.
sausage both contain edible bamboo. I'm a big hot dog nerd. I don't know if I could eat this,
Eat that big black hot dog.
but scroll down a little bit.
foot-long
You'll
black
see,
hot
Take your time with
see
it.
some of the comments. Look at that second comment. Look who wrote that.
There you go.
Look at our buddy Jeff.
There
Yeah.
you go. Jeff Dice, great.
Someone said Kim Kardashian running to grab it.
The comments killed me.
Yeah, when one of your buddies sends you like this random video, and you're like, "Why are you sending me this?" And they're like, "Read the comments," and the comments are the best.
so funny.
Someone wrote, "Nice try, Diddy." Like,
Yeah, I'm good on the BBC glizzy.
yeah.
Someone said during Black History Month.
Somebody goes, "Who leaked my shit?"
I thought that was good.
I don't know if those are going to hit the streets of America, though. Just a big foot-long black hot dog.
my God.
It's also too skinny. I think it needs some girth, man. I don't like skinny hot dogs.
They misspelled
Get
it.
like
Yeah,
a nice big fat.
Yeah, we
brat.
need a fat black brat.
Okay.
It's just a big juicy
It
fat.
is. It is. It's like
BBB, big black
Let's get some
rock,
girth-
baby.
Let's get some girth on that bad boy.
BBC, big black. Oh man,
Corn
Yeah, I don't
dog?
want-
Maybe they come up with a corn dog, big black corn dogs.
You imagine your girl orders that. I'm like, why don't you just get the regular hot dog? Do you have to have the big black
I
brat?
was like, I want the big one.
I want the triple.
I want
beat.
something I'm not used to.
I want the
my
triple
God.
beat. No, let's just stick with the regular size hot dog that's flesh colored.
Holy shit, Backstreet Boys! Oh my God, they're coming back.
They're going to the Sphere. They got a residency at the Sphere, guys. People are expecting big numbers here.
Dude, if you're over 50 and looking for a lady friend, go to that. Have you ever
Go
seen
to
when they had their live audiences? It just looks like everyone's mom or grandma's in the crowd, and they sell tickets.
I'm sure.
B, you were
there's
at the Sphere for UFC. Did you see?
I didn't go to the Sphere. No,
Oh,
I
you
gave my
didn't?
tickets to my brother-in-law.
Oh, your brother-in-law. That's what
Yeah.
it was. So I just want to know anybody who's been to the Sphere, seen it like that. What's the musical experience like there?
That's what it's made for.
It's made
Yeah.
for that.
Like they have the
So
Eagles there.
acoustically,
Yeah, yeah.
that's so cool.
Who else was there? The fucking there's some big bands.
Eagles.
U2 was
U2.
U2 was there. That's a big one. I'd like to see Coldplay there.
Well, my last one
I'm
here
not
is just
going
a
to Backstreet
reminder
Boys.
to all three of you in this room that Valentine's Day is coming up.
Fuck.
Yes.
Always forget.
Friday.
Always forget.
It's Friday.
Friday.
Thank God I'm in Minnesota.
So
I mean, sorry.
Yahoo
You
went
were telling me all the
ahead and
nice
put
things about
together
your
some
wife,
lists.
She's the best. She's the
You're
best.
saying she's the best human being you've
Thank
ever
Are you
met
married,
in
Darren?
your
You know
life.
it, Darren. You know it.
Just from what he said, he was just speaking so highly of her, and
Thank you, buddy.
saying
Thank
how
you
he's
for
changed her
understanding.
life forever. and-
Yes.
Are you married,
yes.
kids?
I cry
Yeah.
sometimes.
dope.
Yeah, I've been with my wife since I was 20 years old.
Oh, wow.
So
Whoa,
Damn,
Whoa,
right.
That's crazy.
I'll show you. She's
Smoking.
Really?
no show.
I'd like to see it.
Okay.
That's what I. How many kids?
I'll send you off.
One kid, 7 years old. Tyson, shout out Tyson.
Oh, love it.
You.
Love it.
Maybe had some influence on my
Yeah,
favorite
right.
boxer growing up.
Might have. I love it.
Yeah, so Yahoo came out with a list of some things if you want to scroll down. Most of them make kind of sense. I'd back most of them. Keep going down. Just go down if you can go down to the one.
God, talk about a made-up holiday.
Keep going down to the
sell
one I'm at
shit.
right now.
I mean, I hate to tell
Going.
you, but
Stop. I swear to God, if any of you buy your wife a beanie with a light on it, I will lose my
she
mind.
would punch me in the
Yeah, good.
big.
For some reason, Yahoo says this is a great gift for Valentine's Day.
Well, think about
Well, it's
who's
like-
writing this article. Some warlock lady.
It's good for burglaring, I would think.
Yeah, I don't.
Right? Like you,
like
you
that.
turn it
Camping.
off, sneak into where you got to get to.
Yeah, if she's a big outdoors
And
Good
fan,
for spelunking.
Yeah, I would
Okay.
like that.
Caving.
Chin would like it.
Okay, I didn't know.
Chin, what do you do for Valentine? Any Valentine lovers out there for you?
I suck at that shit, dude.
Trade.
We all
This
do.
has been an absolute.
What is going on here?
This is what your career's come to?
Yeah, hey, what the fuck?
Oh,
Valentine's
real quick,
Day,
Brendan, since you asked,
Halloween's
the
all
last
fake.
time when my last like long-term relationship, she's like, "Oh, should we just not give each other presents for Valentine's?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's good." She gave me an amazing Keurig with like all these coffee pot stuff.
Nice.
I bought nothing.
Cancer.
I suck at this
That's
shit,
what
dude.
you
I'm
agreed
terrible.
to. That was
It's always a setup. It's always a setup.
I suck at that stuff. I'm terrible.
Most guys do.
All right. So what else?
That's it. And for what it's worth, I actually don't like Valentine's Day. I'd rather get a gift on Halloween. So
It's just the forcedness of it.
That's
Yeah.
my thing.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like.
It was
It's like,
invented by Hallmark, so
Yeah.
they were genius about it. But it's like now I have to get something.
It's like, what is it? What's this holiday
it's
represent?
love.
Now I have to spend $100,000 on a diamond bracelet.
Is that it, Chin Chin?
Hold on. Let me see. I think there's something I have here.
Come on, Brian. For a man of your stature, 100K, a mere pittance.
Buddy, that's the point, you know? And
pittance.
it's true. It's true. I bought my wife a diamond bracelet. My neighbor was a billionaire, bought his wife a diamond bracelet. And it was $100,000. And I was like,
He's a
"Yours is-
billionaire."
That's nice. He was like, that is nice. I was like,
Fuck you, man.
I was like, it's a diamond
fucking
bracelet.
man.
And then she fucked me. And his wife's like, look at mine. And my wife was like, that's shiny and larger. And it was like levels to the game. I was like, well, all
What's
right.
this, Jen?
So this is in Las Vegas. It's an elderly couple in a car, and then two motorcycle guys. We don't know what happened. It's road rage though, right?
Hell yeah.
So the motorcycle guys try to stop them, and then this is what ensued. Hopefully, I can like play the entire clip, but it's long. I gotta stop the music because it's gonna get us flagged. But you see them, the motorcycle guys are cut. They're in front of the car now, right?
Trying to not let him go forward. Well, they're also at a red light.
And then this
Risky move on a motorbike.
There's like two girls recording this.
Yeah, because they can't always just run you over in
Yeah.
the car. Oh.
So these guys get out now. One of the motorcycle guys gets out and starts confronting the car.
I guess I bet they won't do it to me.
I think I need police.
So they're calling the police right now.
I'm literally at the light on Rancho and Okie, and there's this elderly man in a white car, in a red car, and these two guys have gotten off their motorcycles, and I'm not sure what they're about to do.
They're about to get shot is what's going to happen.
ran over.
You know what's up, Bryan?
Yeah,
you
this
do
old
know
man
what's
from
up.
Gran Torino, he's about to fucking pull out a Glock.
So he pulls out a gun. Yeah, the old dude pulls out a gun.
Yeah, motherfucker.
And then the
what's up?
guy,
Equalizer.
Yeah, what's up?
the motorcyclist just like puts his hands up.
Vehicle, and he has a gun.
His buddy's
Oh, look at
filming
now
it.
this guy's all,
His buddy's filming it.
Silver gun in his left hand.
Oh my god, I'm shaking. I have it all on video.
We're literally stopped at the light on Rancho and Okie.
Bro, hey,
get
dumb
back,
you
get
better
back.
get
It ain't
on your
worth it. Get
fucking-
back
Also,
on
you're
your
on
bike.
motorcycles.
Look at this, look at this.
Heading,
And look at this is the part that I was like, oh my god, dude. So there's a fire truck that rolls up, and the motorcyclists who stopped the guy are asking for help from the fire truck people.
it's silver and it's small, and the guys on the motorcycles just flagged down a firefighter, but they're the ones.
Firefighter's like, is there a fire?
The guy's not that. The guy's not that old.
Yeah,
Need CPR yet?
is videotaping the whole incident.
So, regardless, so I saw other like angles of the footage. It's an old dude. He's like at least 67 years old, and his wife, she's also like 7 years old, just sitting in the passenger seat, just like scared, or just didn't care. Like,
He had that gun ready to go.
yeah,
Well,
but
you
these
got a gun
guys-
that's
But
like-
did they do anything to the old guy? They should have been like, yeah, young kids, quit talking shit to this old guy. Like, what happened? Who
I
cares?
don't. Yeah, it was just. But I'm seeing these guys like flag down the fire department after they're trying to like act all tough.
some hoes.
Yeah.
It's like,
well,
come
first
on,
of all,
dude.
they're kind of being bullies. So,
Big time bullies. Yeah,
you know, like
there's different angles,
leave
but
the
it's
old
just
guy
extreme.
alone.
The old guy was like, all right, we come to this red light, honey. Head down.
Just clip his wing.
Honey, be ready to go.
Yeah.
What's up now?
I did 2 tours in Nam. Fuck these guys.
What works is a friend.
Oh,
of
this
mine-
was interesting.
Yes, so this is
was interesting.
Eric Nixick.
This is Nixick. So he goes, this is him on Ariel talking about Sean Strickland. So he's
Exactly.
Sean Strickland's head coach. He goes, I think he needs to evaluate what he wants to do in the sport. If it's just to make money, that's great. Let us know. I want to coach world champions. So my motivations are different. So I think that just to kind of show up and do that and not really back it up to me was just kind of uninspiring.
Wow,
And that's his head
own
coach.
Drama.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
If you're Strickland, oh, fuck.
That's
Nixick knows
interesting.
what he's
Did you
talking
get
about.
that from the performance?
Yes.
You did.
Yeah.
a lot of
you gotta go all out.
I also don't know, like, he also doesn't have the skill set to die on his shield. It's just not what he does.
Right.
So it's kind of like for Nick Sick, who I absolutely adore and I love him. I think he's one or two best coaches in the game. Like, I would ask him, like, so for Strickland, what's your definition of dying on your shield? What would
Did he want him to
satisfy
be
you?
more aggressive? Did he want him to?
He was like, you're doing the same thing you did in the first fight,
Right.
so maybe take more chances because, but it's just like you're talking to a guy who's a volume puncher that throws ones and twos and teep kicks.
Yes.
He's not a power puncher. He's not going to take him down. He's not a finisher.
Right.
So you're asking a guy that doesn't have the skill set to do something that's totally out of his skill set.
That he's never done before.
You got
He
like
doesn't do it.
against
I
the
don't
world
know what
like,
you do.
when you're watching a fight and you know you're losing a fight, you got to do something. And like I've heard cornermen all the time just like desperately pleading, like go. Like
Yeah.
it's inevitable.
Yeah.
You know what's going to happen. So why
Yeah.
not? Why not throw a flying knee? Why not just get crazy, get wild, get in a scramble, do something to create an opportunity to actually win. It's when you just
I guess what you could, if you're Nick Sick, I would have told Strickland that fifth round, like, buddy, clearly he's not going to be Yo Romero and just throw caution to the wind and just let all hang up. Like, our number one goal for this round, you're down the scorecards 4-0. Number one goal, don't step back. I don't give a fuck what he does, what he's throwing. Don't step back. Just go forward. Your only goal is not to step back, and hopefully we land something.
Just throw.
But for people like, oh, he should have shot, he should have done. It's just not.
not just create something.
It's like asking
Has he
skate.
ever wrestled? Has he ever shot on anybody?
Yeah, he's shot, but it's just not his
It's not his,
his cup of tea.
especially not against a guy that strong.
Which is not what he does.
Yeah.
Is that it?
That's it.
Darren, we know you're a busy man. Got a lot of stops to make, dude.
It's been a busy week. So
Darren has training to do. Okay, he's got to go train
Well, he has a league to run.
and a league to run.
Yeah,
I got teams to sell to billionaires.
I know, dude. So you go for what's the schedule like? Go from here.
Well, like this month, so I've been in Vancouver, New Orleans, Dallas, Phoenix, Salt Lake City, and LA. So the team that we sold is in one of those cities.
Wow.
You are a puzzle. You are amazing.
And are we gonna get like one big announcement, or is it gonna be?
So we signed the term sheet. We got to go through due diligence, and then once it's done that, which I don't anticipate any issues with, then we'll announce.
And when do we expect to get the hard announcement of the fight date in April, venue?
For sure by next week,
Oh,
or
wow.
hopefully by the end of this week.
Nice.
There we go.
And then most of the fights, because whatever happens in this first month of fights dictates what happens in the next month of fights.
Yes.
And there's been movement within the roster based on from where they were drafted to, because like we're getting feedback of like, I didn't know Rockhold and Weidman really both wanted to fight each other, but when they come at me with like, hey, we want to fight each other, cool. Like I
Make it
like
happen.
the fight.
Why not? Yeah.
If it's logical and it makes sense, let's do it. Like my job, and this is kind of what's happening right now, is like some of these guys, some of them are amazing, and they're like, we want the big fights, we want the big names. Like let's do the logical thing for the the promotion side of it. Fantastic. And then other guys are like, I don't want to fight that guy.
Yeah.
I want to fight, because there's 2 guys on each team, so then there's 10 other potential fights that they could fight within their weight category. And some of these guys don't want to fight some of these other guys.
Why?
Tough fights.
Yeah.
You want to fight Gegard Mousasi?
No, I do not.
A lot
wanna
of people
fight.
sign up to fight Gegard.
Not a lot of people putting
No.
like, yeah, give me that Gegard fight.
gonna be a tough
No.
He's still got a lot of fight left in him.
But
Oh yeah.
I have to do what makes the most sense.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I'll take your feedback, but at the end of the day, and that's how our
It's a
contracts
business
are structured.
decision. Yeah.
It's-
Drawing Gegard or Yoel Romero.
It's like
fuck off.
the 49ers can't say, oh, we don't want to go and play Philadelphia next week,
no.
right? Like, so there
You're a
is
pro.
none of that.
Yeah, you're a pro.
Like,
You're gonna
you're
take
getting
what you
paid
get.
well.
Yeah.
We're paying these guys well. They're getting a rev share. They're getting taken care of. This isn't like, oh, we're taking care of these guys. You fight who you need to fight. And if you don't want to, no problem. I'll give you your release. Walk away.
Who is fighting Gegard? He's the Riddler.
Derek Brunson. That's the fight. And if Derek Brunson doesn't want that fight,
That's a good fight.
he can go.
Yeah.
I think it's the most logical fight we can make at middleweight.
Yep.
We got some
They both have a
phenomenal
lot of
middleweights
fight left in them. Both of them.
Douglas Lima, Uriah Hall.
That's
kick masters.
It's a great
That's
fight.
very intriguing.
Yeah.
So let's make the fights that
Are they fighting at 70 or 85?
Well, they'll fight at 200, so they don't have to cut weight.
Damn.
So all of our guys go up weight.
Yeah,
You know,
Lima was a
the middleweight.
huge 170 pounder. He was huge.
Well, so he's been 185 for a while, but like that fight will be
started at 70,
that fight will be at
right?
200. And if they want to do catch weight and they're like, hey, you know, we're both walking around at 211, fight at 211,
205.
fight at 210. I don't care.
Jesus.
You're
Yeah, why not? It
So-
doesn't matter. You're fighting that guy.
doesn't matter. Like
Wow.
so we'll make the catch weights at whatever weight. We don't care if
That's
if we
going to be
both
really
agree
cool to
to
see
it.
those guys healthy and just hydrated and just
I
like,
can't wait.
They've had time off, right? They've had time to recover
Recover,
from
train.
injuries,
Yep.
get their heads right, maybe train some different stuff. So it's not like we're in fight camp, we're waiting for the call, we're waiting for the call. It's, our injuries are healed. You know, like, who doesn't want to see Alexander Gustafsson come back and fight?
love
Oh
to
yeah.
see it.
One of my
Maybe he's
faves.
fighting Ovin St. Preux. I don't know.
oh,
Maybe that's what's
damn.
happening.
Good fight.
Like, maybe we're making some...
Tony Ferg,
fights here.
Dylan Dennis.
I'm
What's up,
getting-
New
I'm
York?
getting-
That one we got to figure out the weight a little bit. But I
Sure.
think...
I'm getting
We'll
excited.
figure it out.
I think we'll figure
We'll
it
figure
out.
it
I'm
out.
excited.
Well, we appreciate you, brother.
Yeah.
Godspeed.
Hey, thanks for the
Know we support
opportunity.
you, man.
Bloomington,
here.
Minnesota. If you're the House of Comedy, Minneapolis, I'll be there this weekend, 13, 14, 15. Then Miami, Florida, at the Dania Improv, I'll be there February 20, 21, and 22. See you then.
All right, brother. Darren, GFL,
Let's go.
good luck, brother.
GFL, LFG.
We're out.
It's good, buddy.